This is easily the most accessible tactics game I've ever played. Tactical Breach Wizards is a turn-based tactics RPG in a magical, realist setting. You've got spells and broomsticks, but also assault rifles and bulletproof vests. The setting is great. The mixing of a modern military aesthetic with wizards and witches feels genuinely unique. I can't think of any other game or even media with a similar setting. No doubt they exist though. Anyway, tactics RPGs. They can be daunting at the best of times, often including monstrous times to beat and an unending list of busy work to get through. Thankfully, Tactical Breach Wizards forgoes that with a breezy 15-hour runtime to complete the main story, with optional missions that are actually optional and don't contribute to story progress or unlocking new abilities. So just for fun. Another daunting aspect of RPGs can be the time investment in your characters or abilities, only to find out that you're not really sure if you made the right choices. Thankfully, here you always have the option to reverse any points you've used in different abilities and try them in something else. Keeps things really fresh and means there's more room to try new things and maybe play in a way that you wouldn't normally. Speaking of trying things, as one of your characters is a seer, you can play out a turn, have everyone move and take their actions, and then see where things land. And if you weren't happy, you can roll back the turn and try again. Maybe there was some unforeseen consequence of something new you were going to try, or in the playing out of things you realize you could have done something more efficiently and doled out even more damage or taken out more enemies. This ability is also especially helpful when you're playing with multiple characters and when later in the game you're dealing with tougher enemies. Difficulty never gets out of control, but you'll definitely be stretching everything you have, every ability, rewinding multiple times just to get things right. I think this system changes things so fundamentally. It allows you to take your time, just throw whatever you want at the wall, and see what sticks. Again, I feel these games can lock you into a playstyle early on, and if you've invested time into your characters or abilities, it can be tough to try something new later in the game. Here, you are genuinely encouraged to try every option available to you. Tactical Breach Wizards is seriously story heavy, with a lot of dialogue-led cutscenes. Story, it's full of political intrigue, conspiracies, private military companies, learning to love yourself. Yeah, it's a lot. But again, I actually thought it was genuinely funny, and I personally never skipped over any of the cutscenes or the dialogue. I really enjoyed it. However, if you are just here for the turn-based tactics, you won't be lost just skipping these. Each level in the story is unique too, with a highly curated layout. It always seems like the developer has in mind what way they think you should complete the level, but there's nothing stopping you from experimenting or trying something new. Each level has optional challenges to unlock cosmetics, and as you gain new abilities later on, you can go back and use them in older levels, adding a nice sense of replayability. One gripe I did have with the game is that while it was playable on the Steam Deck, I thought the controller support was lacking. Rather than mapping any of the actions to the buttons, you wind up having to use the sticks as a sort of makeshift mouse, which just nobody likes. I could see this being ported to Switch in the future, and I'd say that it'll probably get better controller support then. So, Tactical Breach Wizards was another real surprise this year for me. Following it on Steam for a while and really enjoyed playing Gunpoint, one of Suspicious Development's previous games. And I've always been a huge fan of tactics RPGs, like XCOM, Fire Emblem, Final Fantasy Tactics Advance. Another big surprise for me when I played it last year was Marvel's Midnight Suns. Tactical Breach Wizards is presented in such a neat, high quality package. Absolutely does not overstay its welcome, but is long enough to keep you interested by providing new abilities and characters right up to the final act. If you're someone who is tight on time like myself, but loves these kinds of games, I cannot recommend this highly enough. Have you tried Tactical Breach Wizards yet? Let me know what you think in the comments, and if you like this review, be sure to like and subscribe for more.